7 miraculous signs revealed by the divine that confirm you're destined for sacred love. The village of Elderwood had never seen anything quite like it. Rumors swirled around the local chapel like a gentle breeze, whispering about 7 miraculous signs that foretold divine love was within reach. And there stood Mary, a devoted single mother, with tears welling in her tired eyes, during one restless evening in the church hall. Her heart beat to the rhythm of hope, a fragile thing amidst the turmoil of her life. The pastor's voice echoed through the room, each word wrapping around her soul like a promise. As the first sign revealed itself, Mary felt a sudden warmth envelop her, a presence both soothing and powerful. During prayer, an elderly man approached her, his countenance glowing as if kissed by angels. "Your son shall know healing," he declared, before recounting his own harrowing tale of recovery. Her heart soared at the wondrous story, tears spilling in the presence of such faith. With the village's whispers carrying hope, Mary couldn't help but believe. Yet, with each miraculous sign she sought, life seemed to throw down harsher trials. Bills stacked like mountains, and her son's health slipped further from grasp, the shadows of despair creeping away at her spirit. "Why, Lord?" she whispered into the dark as she knelt in prayer before a flickering candle, the chapel air thick with anticipation. Her hands trembled, desperation weaving through her prayers. Then came the dreams. Mysterious yet tender, they brought forth vivid images of celestial figures with luminous wings guiding her through unseen pathways. Each night, Mary awoke, her heart pounding, each sign stronger than the last. Did they mean something? They urged her forward, through darkness and doubt. In her dreams, she felt their whispers like honey, assuring her she wasn't alone. Before we continue, I need to tell you about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system, and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, click the bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can leave a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now let's continue. As Mary delved deeper into her spiritual journey, whispers of miracles intertwined through the village. A collective heart began to beat together in encouragement. Some said they felt a light swell ahead of her, like the coming of spring, an awakening of faith and hope. Her story wove through the cobbled streets, igniting a fire in hearts that once wavered. Yet beneath this burgeoning communal warmth, Mary grappled with an unseen weight. Just as a storm threatens to rage following a calm, the village was shaken by a sudden crisis, one that struck at the very core of what Mary had fought for. In this moment of desperation, butterflies of uncertainty fluttered in her stomach. Could she trust in those miraculous signs she had felt brushing against her life? Would they hold true as her foundation shook? The answer loomed in shadow, just beyond reach, an answer that awaited her with every prayer uttered, every dream dreamed. As the night darkened, Mary scanned the heavens, heart bursting with unanswered questions. Would divine love manifest, illuminating the path meant for her? The trembling winds swept over Elderwood, stirring whispers among the villagers as the unthinkable unfolded. Mary clutched her son's hand tightly, but the fragility of his condition weighed heavily on her heart. Desperation hung thick in the air, mingling with the sweet scents of nearby blooming flowers. Yet, through the gathering darkness, a flicker of faith remained, like a candle nearly sputtering out, but still burning. In the days that followed, Mary sought solace in the chapel, where she found familiar faces, wrapped in prayerful meditation together. The candle's flame danced, casting a warm glow that encircled the gathered souls. She placed her son's photo beside the flickering light, the shimmering beacon a testament to her unwavering belief. The collective prayers hummed like a chorus, a beautiful melody reaching for the heavens. "Together, we stand," the pastor shouted, his voice booming with conviction. "Our faith is our shield." Mary could feel her heart swell. It was a unifying moment, a reminder that divine love recognized no boundaries. Yet, she still wondered, would her own personal miracle come? With each sign she chased, an inseparable pull drew her to the gospel of hope. The dreams continued, each one a vivid reminder stitched carefully by the hands of angels. She dreamt of open fields under brilliant skies, her son laughing and running a stark contrast to her present reality. In those moments, her spirit soared among heavenly hosts, and for a fleeting moment, despair melted away like morning mist. "You are not forgotten," the celestial whispers assured her, hope wrapping around her like a warm embrace. Yet the earthly troubles pressed on. One evening, Mary returned home to find a letter in the mailbox, stark in its simplicity, yet bursting with implications. The bills had spiraled into unmanageable heights, threatening to extinguish the candle of hope she had nurtured so carefully. Staring at the figures, overwhelming pain coursed through her veins. What if she muttered, fear skittering across her thoughts? What if I failed? But in that bitter moment, something extraordinary stirred within her. A swell of courage rose from deep within her being, ignited by the very light she sought in her dreams. She grasped the letter and lifted it skyward, as if offering it to the heavens. "Lord, I will not let this define me," she declared, voice steady, though trembling within. As if in response, a gentle breeze slipped through her window, stirring the pages of her faith. In that quiet moment of dedication, a profound clarity washed over Mary. These struggles were undoubtedly hard-fought, yet they crafted her journey, each hardship sharpening and molding her spirit. In the days that followed, she poured her heart into helping her neighbors who too felt the weight of fear and doubt. They gathered around her, hands clasped, praying together. What had once seemed like mere survival transformed into a community powered by divine love. The chapel became a sanctuary of shared strength, each prayer an ember igniting the other's spirit. As the sun dipped below the horizon on a golden evening, Mary stood before her community, the whispers of miracles swirling around her like sacred incense. "Together, we will seek the signs and face our trials," she urged, voice moving through the hearts of those around her. The rhythm of their faith pulsed, a collective heartbeat in synchrony, ready to reclaim their destinies. With hope dawning on the horizon, Mary's journey was only beginning, for the next sign awaited just beyond what she could see. Would it illuminate their way, or test the very fibers of their faith? As she closed her eyes, a gentle breeze enfolded her, and she knew something monumental was coming. What would reveal itself when the morning light graced Elderwood once more? The dawn broke over Elderwood, a canvas splashed with hues of pink and gold, awakening the village to a promise of renewal. Mary stood by her window, a heart filled with cautious hope. She could already feel the day thrum with possibilities. Today could be different, she thought, a moment teetering on the edge of transformation. With each stroke of light, another prayer whispered to the heavens, fueling the flickering flame of her faith. She took a deep breath and stepped outside. The cool air enveloped her like a loving embrace, an affirmation that the universe was indeed listening. Her steps carried her toward the chapel, where the warmth of community awaited her. As she approached, she noticed others gathering, each face a portrait of faith and determination. They chatted in soft tones, a harmonious blend of anticipation and trepidation. Mary felt their burdens mingling with her own. It was a collective weight that hung in the air, yet it was lightened by shared hope and determination. "Today is the day," Mary murmured to herself, her eyes shimmering with the prospect of possibility. With each step inside, the familiar scent of incense welcomed her like an old friend. The altar stood adorned with fresh flowers, a vibrant testament to the new beginnings heralded by the dawn. The pastor appeared, radiating a resolute spirit. "Brothers and sisters," he called out, arms stretched wide as if inviting the very clouds to descend. "We gather today not just in prayer, but in expectation. God is stirring the waters. Preparations for his miracles are upon us." Unease flickered within Mary, drumming beneath her steady facade. While the pastor spoke, she felt a familiar tug and inviting presence urging her to embark on a journey deeper than mere physical struggles. It whispered of a spiritual awakening, of revelations seeping into their lives like morning sun after a dark night. "Search your hearts," the pastor continued, voice unfurling in the stillness. "For in our seeking, we may find the signs that lead us to our sacred destinies. Trust the journey. Trust the path ahead." His words resounded like a bell, striking a chord within her. Mary closed her eyes, letting the echoes of his voice soothe her restless spirit. She recalled the dream's fragments of light and laughter entwined with hope. A new determination surged within her, spurred on by the community's energy. Perhaps she could be the beacon for others in their darkest hours, just as the Lord had shone his light into her life. Suddenly, a gentle warmth enveloped her, an inexplicable peace washing over her soul. It was as if the heavens had poured a soft balm over her heart, whispering, "You are not alone." In that moment, she realized the journey wasn't merely for her son or for herself. It was for all who sought connection, purpose, and love. The gathering prepared for a collective prayer. Mary took her son's photo from her pocket and held it close. "I will not let fear dictate my steps," she vowed silently. "Whatever unfolds, I trust in your plan, Lord." The congregation joined hands, the warmth of their joining igniting the air with unspoken hopes. In one voice, they lifted their prayers higher, a fragrant offering ascending to the heavens. Suddenly, the chapel doors swung open, and a radiant figure entered. Gasps echoed across the room, hearts quickened, faith draped in wonderment. Who was this divine presence, and what message did they bring? Mary felt her pulse quicken. It was evident this moment would shape their path forever. A hush fell over the assembly as all eyes turned to the newcomer. A blend of anticipation and divine awe gripped them tightly. Who could this figure be, and would they bear the miraculous signs Mary and her community sought? The figure stood bathed in the warm glow of the chapel's light, an almost ethereal presence that commanded the attention of every heart in the room. Dressed in robes that shimmered gently, their face radiated a peaceful assurance. Mary's breath caught as she met the calm gaze of the newcomer, a profound recognition unfolding within her spirit. This was no ordinary visitor. This was a divine calling wrapped in human form, and each second stretched with the weight of holy anticipation. "Beloved children of God," the figure spoke, voice smooth like honey, each word laced with weighty meaning. "I come not just as a messenger, but as one who carries the warmth of your prayers. For in your seeking, you have ignited a flame that is unfurling into a greater purpose." Mary felt as if the very air around her shimmered with revelation. The community knelt slightly, cradling the moment with reverence. They were in the presence of the extraordinary, and uncertainty shifted to hopeful curiosity. "This day, marked by the yearning in your hearts, shall bring forth the miraculous," the figure continued. "Open your eyes, for the sacred tides are stirring. The Lord is inviting you to witness his power in ways you have yet to imagine." The pastor, visibly moved, stepped closer, his voice trembling with excitement. "What shall we see? What do we need to do?" His fervor resonated throughout the chapel, echoing the deep desires held within each soul present. "Belief must lead, for it is in your faith that you will see. I bring forth 7 signs, miracles already at work, pieces of the divine tapestry being woven together for all who dare to open their hearts." As anticipation held them captive, the first sign unveiled. Upon a heart of gratitude, blessings flow like rivers. "Seek, and they will overflow." Mary's heart raced. The notion of gratitude as a source of abundance entwined with her struggles. "Lord, help me to embrace joy in life's simplest moments," she whispered, feeling a deep yearning for transformation well up inside. With each sign unveiled, a sense of empowerment surged through the congregation. "Healing blooms within you, and where love prevails, fear cannot linger," fluttered through the air like a melodic hymn. Tears glistened in Mary's eyes, reflecting the truth being shared. She had often struggled to find healing amidst her pain, yet hope flickered brighter. She longed for this healing not only for herself but for her son and the community wrapped in uncertainty. Then came the third sign, a powerful revelation. "For within you lies the divine spark, a purpose yearning to be fulfilled. Embrace your calling. Lean into the sacred whispers that beckon you forward." Mary felt the warmth of the moment envelop her, each word weaving into her heart, as if stitching pieces of a broken fabric into a vibrant tapestry. A sense of empowerment reminded her that she was not merely an observer, but a participant in the unfolding miracle. "I can be a light," she whispered, conviction filling her soul. As the signs unfolded, the chapel transformed into a haven of unity, and each soul felt an awakening. The final sign echoed like a sweet serenade. In your love, you reflect God's grace. Share it freely, for it is in giving that you shall receive. The room erupted in an outpouring of emotion, strength in their shared vulnerability. They clasped hands tighter, sensing the mounting spiritual tides. Together, they were ready to step beyond fear, to embrace the profound journey ahead, a journey that held the potential to shape their destinies. With a heart full of courage, Mary stepped forward. Yes, we are ready, Lord. Whatever is to come, we place our trust in you. The murmurs of agreement rippled through the congregation, each voice lifting higher. Yet just then, a flicker of doubt danced in the corners of her mind. What would this path truly demand of them? What sacrifices awaited on the horizon? As their united prayers filled the chapel once more, Mary felt the curtains of destiny draw back slightly, revealing a path she could hardly imagine. What would it mean to fulfill their purpose? Would they truly be able to reflect divine love in a world cast adrift? The weight of the unanswered questions hung heavy in the air, and anticipation crackled like electricity. The moment of divine intervention loomed ever closer. The warmth of faith enveloped them as they stood in expectation, and the air grew thick with the murmurs of hope. Mary felt every heartbeat, every prayer forming a melody of unity. The solemn moment was interrupted as the figure spoke again, voice flowing like a gentle stream. Your trust will be tested as you journey forward. Know that the beauty of transformation lies not in ease but in resilience, they proclaimed. A shiver coursed through the crowd, as truth wrapped itself around each heart like a comforting embrace. Fear not, the figure continued, for I am here to guide you through each trial that awaits. The first challenge is to recognize the power of your own words. Speak life over yourselves and those around you. For words are seeds. Plant them well, and watch the gardens of your lives flourish. Mary closed her eyes, feeling the impact of those words. Had she been planting doubt instead? She thought of her son, her community, the trials they faced each day. How many times had she uttered words of despair, letting them linger longer than the promises of God? I will speak truth. I will affirm love. She whispered fervently, her voice merging with those around her, creating a resonant chorus. The figures smiled knowingly, a radiance shining from their presence as they leaned closer to the crowd. Your second challenge is this: reach out beyond the familiar. For comfort zones are temples of stagnation. Venture forth into places where fear has cast long shadows. They pointed to the door, the threshold leading to a world filled with challenges and opportunities. Mary opened her eyes, gazing towards the entrance. The chapel felt like a refuge, yet outside lay a landscape of possibility. Could they truly step into the unknown? Her heart trembled at the thought, yet courage sparked within her, igniting a fervent desire to act. With a deep breath, the figure continued, the third sign shall be a lighthouse in the storm. When despair seeks to steal your joy, remember this. In each trial lies a hidden gift, a lesson waiting to be unveiled. The congregation exchanged glances, understanding dawning. Life was indeed filled with trials, but were they not the crucible for refining their spirits? Our struggles shall become our testimonies. One of the elders exclaimed, eyes twinkling with realization. Yes, echoed another voice. Let us embrace each challenge as a step closer to our purpose. With their spirits uplifted, Mary felt compelled to embrace this journey wholeheartedly. Trusting the divine plan was her anchor. The figure then summoned attention with a gesture. There is beauty in your unity. Your fourth sign lies in the bond of fellowship. Love one another as I have loved you. A wave of warmth swept through the chapel as hands were clasped and hearts opened wide. The power of their connection surged, fed by a shared vision of hope that transcended individual strife. Mary felt enveloped by an unshakable sense of belonging. Then, with profound steadiness, the figure prepared to unveil the fifth sign. Be mindful of your intentions. In your seeking, do not forget to serve. Your purpose blooms in acts of kindness, in the compassion you show to the lost and weary. For in giving, you shall find your own needs met. The implications of this truth stirred Mary's spirit. She had often held back, afraid to extend her hands in service, fearing her own needs would go unmet. I will be a vessel of his love, she vowed silently, as murmurs of agreement cascaded through the community. But deep within Mary lingered a question, a gnawing uncertainty that challenged her courage. What will it cost us to truly serve? With hearts racing and spirits ignited, they prepared for the unveiling of the final signs. Each member of the congregation poised on the brink of divine revelation. Would they be ready to realize their sacred calling amidst life's trials? The heavy weight of anticipation filled the air, thick with more than just hope. It bristled with the promise of transformation. The figure, now a glowing beacon in the somber chapel, took a steadying breath, sensing the palpable anticipation weaving through the crowd. The light around them swelled, filling the room with a radiant glow, as if heaven itself was breathing life into their gathering. Now we come to the sixth sign, my beloved community, the figure proclaimed, their voice both soft and commanding. It is this: embrace vulnerability. For it is in your fragility that my grace shines brightest. Do not hide from your wounds. Instead, expose them to me, and allow my love to heal you. Mary felt the weight of those words settle deep within her spirit. The idea of being vulnerable, of sharing her struggles, ignited a flicker of anxiety. How could she show her weaknesses when the world often demanded strength? Yet, as she listened, the realization blossomed. To be vulnerable was to be authentic, to surrender to his will without pretense. Yes, let us shed our masks, someone in the crowd exclaimed. Only then will we become whole. Encouraged, Mary clenched her fists, determination rising within her. She longed for healing far more than she feared exposure. I will be honest about my struggle, she vowed silently, her heart racing with newfound courage. An amiable murmur rippled through the congregation. Faces brightened, eyes gleaming with the promise of liberation. The figure smiled wide, sensing their collective awakening. Lastly, the seventh sign, they declared, raising their hands to encompass the community. It is a call to cultivate joy. Seek the light in every moment, for the gift of joy is your refuge. It is the wellspring of strength to carry you through the shadows. Celebrate the little things as you would the grand, for my joy is your strength. The words resonated deeply, like a melody that danced through each heart. Mary glanced at her companions, the smiles emerging from familiar faces. A young girl giggled nearby, a sound so pure that it echoed like bells ringing out into the quiet night. Laughter bubbled in the midst of shared pain, mingling together like clouds of incense rising to heaven. Let us find joy, an elder shouted. No more waiting for the perfect moment. With a gentle nod, Mary began to embrace the sentiment. She remembered the fleeting moments of laughter she had with her son, even amidst their struggles. It struck her then that joy wasn't just the absence of hardship, but a profound choice. I will celebrate, she whispered, determination rooting itself in her soul. The figure nodded approvingly, sensing the transformation stirring within each heart. Your journey looms ahead, bursting with trials and triumphs. Remember, faith without works is dead. Go forth into the world, armed with the signs of your destiny. Whisper kindness, be vulnerable, seek joy, and love one another as I have loved you. Faces turned towards the door now, hope shining from their eyes, the world outside beckoning with open arms. Mary's heart raced. She felt a pull, an irresistible urge to step forth into the journey awaiting them. As the crowd moved together toward the exit, Mary felt electric excitement humming through her veins. But as they crossed that threshold, a chilling wind swept through, momentarily halting their progress. It was a reminder, with every divine calling comes resistance. In the face of tests and trials, will you remember your signs? The figure called after them, their voice echoing into the night. And just like that, the adventure began. Would they hold on to the promises they cherished when life tried to sway them? Once they stepped outside, the cool night air wrapped around Mary like a soft embrace, invigorating her spirit. The stars twinkled overhead, a celestial audience to their awakening. Each member of the community paused for a moment, taking in the beauty of the night sky, a reminder of the infinite, the divine. As they gathered in a circle, a newfound connection buzzed among them. Faces once shadowed by weariness now shone with a lustrous glow illuminated by hope. A collective sigh of relief escaped them all, as if they had shed their burdens in the chapel's sacred space. Mary felt her heartbeat synchronize with the rhythm of their expectant chatter. One by one, they began to share. A woman spoke of her struggles with her health, her voice shaking but steady. "I want to hide my pain," she declared. Every word adorned with honesty transformed her fear into strength. It became a testimony. Others followed suit. Each story, each admission, weaved a tapestry of vulnerability. The warmth of their openness enveloped the gathering like a blanket against the chill of doubt. Mary found herself drawn in, eager to share her own struggles, to let her heart pour forth in a stream of authenticity. "I've lost my way," she finally whispered, courage steadfast but wavering. "I've been afraid to ask for help, afraid to let anyone see my scars. But I want to heal. I want to find joy." Relief flooded through her as she spoke, the weight of her burdens lifting. A ripple of understanding flowed through the group, and a wave of support surged forward. Someone reached for her hand, offering a gentle squeeze, a silent promise of companionship on this rocky path. "Together," said the young girl who had laughed earlier, her innocence wrapping around them all like sunlight. "We can find joy, we can help each other." Her youthful enthusiasm sparked a fire in their hearts. As one, they made a pact to uplift one another. With promises of kindness and laughter echoing around them, they wandered down the moonlit path. Mary felt a radiant warmth glow within. It became clear that joy wasn't just about the absence of sorrow, but also about shared moments, about standing together through adversity. Suddenly, an unexpected sound interrupted their celebration, a low rumble, rolling through the valley like nature's drumbeat. The ground beneath them vibrated slightly, as if the earth itself was acknowledging their resolve. "What was that?" someone asked, eyes wide with wonder. The figure from the chapel flashed into Mary's mind. Their words resonated in the face of tests and trials. What resistance awaited them just beyond this shining moment? The group moved cautiously forward, curious yet apprehensive. Just ahead, the dim silhouette of a large tree stood against the dark sky, its branches dancing as if beckoning them closer. "What do you think lies within that shadow?" Mary pondered aloud. Was it merely a tree, or did it hold the mysteries of their unfolding journey? As they approached, a whisper of wind swept through the leaves, urging them to reveal their intentions, to venture deeper into the unknown. Clutching each other's hands, they bravely entered the shadow, hearts filled with hope and trepidation. What awaited them on the other side? And how would they carry their revelations forward? The twinkling stars above seemed to hold their breath as the night deepened around them. As they stepped into the shadow of the great tree, an eerie stillness blanketed the air. The only sound was the gentle rustling of leaves like a soft whispering. It seemed to weave around them, embracing them in a cocoon of anticipation. Mary felt her heart quicken, not for fear, but for wonder. She was reminded of the stories she heard as a child, tales of magical woods and mystical beings that guided seekers on their journeys. The tree's gnarled roots sprawled out like ancient hands, as if welcoming each of them into its embrace. A soft glow began to emanate from within the hollow trunk. It lit their faces with a warm, golden hue. Mary felt a tingling sensation spread through her, as if the very essence of the tree was alive and inviting them to partake in its wisdom. "What do you think it is telling us?" someone whispered, voice laced with awe. Mary didn't have an answer, but the question hung in the air, heavy with possibility. As they stood in silence, a gentle breeze swept through the branches, and the whispers of the leaves grew louder, forming an almost harmonious chorus. Each member of the group leaned in closer, as if the tree itself was about to share an ancient secret. Then, without warning, the glow intensified, illuminating the night in a brilliant light that seemed to draw forth their fears and dreams alike. It was irresistible, beckoning them to stay. "This light feels sacred," Mary murmured, half to herself, "like it knows our hearts." In that moment, all doubt and hesitation melted away. One by one, they began to step forward, each feeling an inexplicable pull toward the heart of the tree. As they did, a sense of unity emerged among them, their individual struggles fading into the background, replaced by the strength of their shared purpose. "I feel like we are meant to be here," the young girl from before said, her voice rising with a vibrant sincerity. "Like this tree is a sign for us, something that connects us." Her words struck a chord within everyone. Like a melody, they reverberated through the souls gathered, a reminder that faith flourishes in community. Yes, another voice broke through the stillness. Perhaps this is where we experience our first miracle. A collective murmur of agreement rippled through them. Each one was beginning to feel the magic in the air, the blessings that seemed to descend like soft rain around them. The atmosphere felt charged with potential. What if this was the beginning of something transforming? As the tree illuminated brighter, Mary closed her eyes, taking a deep breath. She opened her heart, inviting whatever may come. She felt her burdens lift, replaced by the weight of hope. Suddenly, a figure appeared in the warm glow. It was a silhouette, shrouded in light, with features shimmering like stardust. The presence exuded peace, yet wielded an authority that commanded their attention. "Who are you?" Someone stammered, but Mary found herself rooted in place, unable to look away. The figure raised a hand, and the whispers of the leaves quieted, calming the storm inside Mary's heart. "I am the voice that calls," it spoke, resonating deep within her. "I bring forth the signs of sacred love you seek, but first, you must walk through your fears. Embrace the truth." Resting within the words were not merely auditory. They felt like a gentle caress upon her spirit. As uncertainty flickered in the eyes of the group, Mary felt an ember of resolve ignite within her chest. They stood on the cusp of revelation, united, hopeful, and ready to confront the journey ahead. What did it mean to embrace their truth? And what signs would manifest before them, illuminating the path to sacred love? The night air hummed with expectancy, and just beyond the realm of human understanding, the next step awaited them all. Mary's heart raced as she focused on the radiant figure, feeling both vulnerable and powerful at the same time. "Walk through your fears," the figure had urged. What were her fears? What sacred truths lay hidden beneath them? As the questions echoed in her mind, she glanced around. Her companions appeared equally captivated, lost in their thoughts, their own fears swirling just beneath the surface. The warm glow enveloped them, wrapping them in a protective embrace. A soothing energy vibrated in the depths of her soul, mingling with her uncertainties. At that moment, Mary sensed she was not alone. The tree, the light, the figure, they were all intertwined in this divine tapestry, urging them to awaken their spirits and acknowledge the journey laid before them. "Are we ready for this?" came a timid voice, breaking the silence. It was the young girl. "What if we can't face what we discover?" Mary's insides twisted at the thought. What if the truth revealed something she wasn't prepared to accept? Yet, the very essence of love urged her forward, telling her that within the truth lay freedom. "We might discover that we are stronger than we think," Mary replied, her voice steadier than she felt. The glowing figure seemed to pulse with approval as they spoke. "Embrace your fears." It echoed softly, a reminder that battling darkness often births light. As if awaiting their cue, the tree shivered, and a gentle breeze swept through the clearing. The whispers became clearer, forming collective words that resonated in the stillness. Unity, courage, truth, love. With a sudden clarity, Mary understood. The fears they harbored were not only individual, but collective. They were the weight of unspoken doubts and past wounds that bound them. "Perhaps our journey begins with sharing our truths," she exclaimed, as hope flowed through her. One by one, the group began to speak. "I worry that I'm not worthy of love," whispered a gentle voice from the back. Another followed. "I fear I'll fail to make a difference in my family." The openness washed over them like a balm, and Mary felt a deep connection with everyone's honesty. As they bared their souls, the tree responded. Its leaves shimmered in response, and the glowing figure pulsed brighter. "These fears are not the end. They are the beginning of your miracle," it declared, infusing the air with faith and assurance. Mary felt the warmth of the moment seep into her nature, igniting a burning passion to carry this message. "We can transform our fears into faith," she cried, her voice rising with conviction. "If we stand together and embrace our truths, we will be free." In that instant, the tree released a cascade of shimmering lights, like radiant stars falling to earth. Each one held a promise, a renewal of hope. Tears streamed down Mary's face, not of sorrow, but of awakening. The fear that once clouded her heart began to lift, replaced by a heart full of dreams, love, and purpose. And then, Amidst the glow, the figure spoke once more. This is but your first sign of sacred love, the miracle of vulnerability. Carry it forth, for there are more truths to embrace. Mary felt exhilarated, yet she sensed the depth of their journey had only just begun. What were the other signs waiting to be revealed? What other miracles would emerge as they continued to confront their truths together? As excitement mingled with reverence, the sacred night pulsed with possibility. What awaited them beyond this moment? Would they have the strength to uncover the next sign? The glow brightened, enveloping them, pulling them deeper into their shared destiny. Mary stood surrounded by the warmth of connection, her heart radiant with encouragement. The shimmering lights faded slowly, but their energy lingered, weaving through each soul intertwined in unity. The tree, now vibrant and alive in a symphony of color, seemed to pulse in rhythm with their collective heartbeat. Embrace your fears and carry forth this miracle of vulnerability, echoed in the depths of her spirit. Each member of the circle still thrummed with the memory of their truths laid bare and the weight dissipating through vulnerability's sweet embrace. As they gathered their thoughts, something stirred within Mary. It was a recognition, a gentle reminder of the journey ahead. Their first sign had merely been the tip of the divine tapestry, threads of truth waiting to be woven into something greater. What comes next? She thought, excitement bubbling along with trepidation. Suddenly, the glowing figure from the tree filled the air again, radiant and solid. Dear children, the sanctuary of honesty has opened your hearts. But now, you must transform that light into action. Their voice resonated with authority, caressing the fears that still whispered within. The second sign is to serve one another. In your giving, you will discover a profound love that moves mountains. Mary felt the truth of those words vibrate through her being. This spark of service planting seeds of kindness was the medicine their world desperately needed. She visualized her community strengthened through acts of love, an antidote to the financial struggles and despair that lingered around them. That a quiet courage began to ripple within her heart. Let us gather together, Mary declared, her voice steady yet passionate. As her friends looked at her, she saw determination mirrored in their eyes. Let us help our neighbors struggling to stand. Let us feed the hungry, uplift the weary. Her voice faltered slightly, overwhelmed by an emotional tide. If we every simple act of love, we will change not just their lives, but ours too. The young girl stepped forth confidently, her eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. Yes, we can start right now. Let us organize a community meal. We can cook for those who haven't had a hot meal in days. The idea ignited the group, every heartbeat pulsing in agreement as hopeful chatter filled the night air. Mary's spirit soared as excitement transformed their fears into purpose. They began brainstorming ideas, pouring out love in the form of action that connected hearts deeper than ever. As they shared their plans, she felt the warmth of hope radiate through their discussions. The night drew closer, and with it came a cool breeze. But with every flutter of the trees, the anticipation of divine love remained thick in the air. Their collective spirit strengthened in the face of challenge. They would embrace their fears, serve each other, and unite in love, ready to become the miracle they sought. The glowing figure, watching intently with a benevolent smile, nodded knowingly. Your willingness to act and serve seals your commitment to embrace the signs of sacred love, they affirmed as they readied themselves to depart from the tree's embrace. Mary reached out for the young girl's hand. This is just the beginning, my friends. Each step we take radiates through our community and beyond. Together, we will not only thrive, we will create a legacy of love. With that potent determination coursing through their veins, they stepped out of the tree's shadow, ready to greet the world outside with open arms. Streetlights sparkled like stars guiding their way, illuminating paths brimming with opportunity. As they walked, laughter erupted around them, the joy of connection echoing louder than any past fears would dare whisper. And as they ventured into the heart of Elderwood together, laughing and planning their love-filled endeavors, Mary knew in the depth of her being the miraculous signs had unveiled one more truth. Love, in all its forms, was the most beautiful gift they could offer, and together, they would weave a fabric that not only supported their own dreams but transformed the lives of everyone they touched. This was the moment that brought clarity. Sacred love was not just the destination, but the journey they shared, encapsulated in every action, every word, and every heartbeat entwined in faith. And with that realization, Mary looked up to the night sky above Elderwood, shimmering with promise. "We are destined for love," she whispered. Tears of gratitude gleamed in her eyes. "Thank you, Lord, for guiding us home." The new dawn awaited them, a fresh beginning crystallizing in the light of faith, connection, and divine purpose. Now is the time to act. You need to subscribe immediately to our channel to not miss the next exclusive faith stories that will touch your heart. This is the moment to show your support by leaving a like now to feed the algorithm and spread the light. Comment below your reactions and testimonies about this miraculous ending. And don't wait even one more second. Share this video right now with at least 5 friends who need to see this manifestation of divine love. Only true servants of God understand the importance of supporting our mission. Let us do it together.